Okay, first, ground rules. This is a circle of trust, okay?
We've been saying that.
Okay, I'm going to say it over and over, and I understand this is being recorded, so I will be cautious. Secondly, let me give you a little bit of my backstory for those of you that don't know me to understand why I stand here, because I think it's super important. I started in the industry at a very young age, 21 years old. I didn't like how things were run inside of the business I was in. I was in a broker-dealer business. I came in from Buffalo, New York to Boston and was all, on fire in a good way. I went to the largest wirehouses and got 5 different offers because I was really ticked off about what was happening at my current job. And I was the first woman advisor and then became the first woman CFP for Smith Barney Boston. And I grew a business. But as I grew a business, I still saw operational issues around business units. And so then I joined the largest multifamily office firm, and they made one mistake. They let me be senior planner and overhaul all operations for the business. We were the largest MFO in the country. We had the most assets at Schwab. We overhauled it in a week before they sold out because the owner didn't like managing people, our topic today. I went to another 45-person firm, did the dual role again, went down to Maryland for my husband's job, did it again, and then I quit and started my own business. I bleed operations in a good and bad way, okay? I get it, but I've been an owner, I've been an advisor, I've been a paraplanner, I've been a CSA, I've been at all right? So that's why I'm here, because to me, you guys are the lifeblood, and without you, these businesses cannot scale and grow. Okay, so any question is a good question today, all right? Okay, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. We talked about this topic. We are gonna talk about roles and responsibilities. I'm gonna show you some techniques, and I'm gonna keep you out of food coma. We're gonna actually get up and do some things. I think you guys have been doing, because I saw a ton of whiteboarding, so we're gonna do the same, okay? All right, so let's talk about this. We know that we care, well, I hope you all care about your people and yourselves, right? This is super important. But we also care because turnover is super expensive. Low productivity hurts the business, toxicity in the office, bad vibes, right? We have statistics. I always put a little bit of stats in the bottom, but I think you guys are, if you're not living in it, yay, let's put you on a pedestal. But most businesses that we work with, and we've worked with over 700 some businesses over the years, they're dealing with this. For good and bad, things happen. We get busy, we can't pay attention to the people. All right, I'm not gonna read this slide. Can anybody relate to at least one thing? Raise your hand if you can relate to one thing in the office. Exactly. Okay. I'm gonna give you a little caveat on this bottom one. I think we know what friction is, right? Okay. We may or may not see this. This is real. And the only reason I'm accenting this one over all these others is because I actually realize that most of you don't even know what signs of burnout are. It's a big deal, okay? And most people, they're the operators and the COOs are the first to burn. They're the first to burn. Okay, so look at this stat. I don't read what you guys can read, by the way, in case you didn't know. Jay, can you see? Mm-hmm. Now, we know the deal. Oh, I just lost the mic. We know the deal, right, guys? What's going to happen next year? You think this number's going to get better or worse? That's right. All right. Here's the beauty. We can change it. Okay, we're going to flip the storyline. My first job, I think, is to empower all of you, right? I think it's to eliminate the friction, and I'm going to say this on camera, between you and the owners, between you and the partners, because once you do that, you can do it down. But you can't, if you can't get it up, going up the ladder, you can't do it down, okay? No more walking in eggshells. That's got to end, because we're in change, right? Everything's changing all the time. I mean, this is like a moving target. It's a joke. I think I made the analogy the other day. I feel like we're throwing darts on a dartboard on top of a Tesla that's on a highway that's over 100 miles an hour. Like, this is the world that we live in. So we've got to get rid of those eggshells. and we've got to flow through the changes. Yes?
What is employee engagement? How is that defined for that poll in that last slide?
Leaning in, taking on work, doing it without being micromanaged. Yep. It's a great question. Okay, so I'm going to give you a mantra. And this is not in anything I hand out. So if you care about this one, you're going to want to write it down. All right? I think most of you, has anybody heard of constellation thinking? Has anybody heard of the term? Okay. How about relational complexity? Has anybody heard of that? Okay, let me ask you a question, then I'll explain this. When you have a people problem in the office and you go to make an improvement, do you think how it impacts the processes in the office? Yes. The other people in the office? Do you ever think about maybe compensation? Yes, no? The idea of constellation thinking or relational complexity, I think you guys mostly do this. That's why you're just not giving yourself credit, is the idea that when there's one change, you think about how it impacts along the line of all parts of the business. Okay? So back in the day, yes, I'm an old hat. Back in the day, I was asked, well, how do you think like this? Because there's some people that don't naturally think like this, right? Or you're hired to think of one, like stay in your lane. But that's not how your brains work. That's not natural. If you're an operator, your brain can't stay in a lane. Your brain cares about the other lanes, okay? So I made up this little adage. It's called idios. And this is how my brain works. Yours may be different, but it seems to work with most people that are constellation thinkers like you guys. Every time you have an instance of something happens in the office, you think about how to improve, right? And the first thing I think about is how can I integrate systems to ease the friction? How can I think about delegating to somebody else? Then I think about elimination. And elimination will be like Ariel, right? She comes in and talks about like things that you can automate. Elimination is also having boundaries and saying no, which you guys probably don't do too much of yet. Outsourcing, using an outside provider. And then staff recalibration. Okay? My brain goes through that all day, every day. If you don't think about all the different pieces of this, we're going to talk mostly about people today, but everything about that affects every other part of the business, then you start to adopt this and just keep saying it. It's one of those things, takes 66 days, it'll sit in your brain, and then it'll become involuntary. Okay? The reason I bring it up is because I might mention it later, and I just wanted you guys to have it instead of giving me that quizzical look. Okay. All right. Jay knows this, but nobody else I think knows this. Okay. How many of you, no judgment, okay? How many of you do traditional job descriptions where you write them and then you hand them to the employee? Nobody does? You write them. You write them. Okay? Does anybody have the employee write their own job description? Jackpot. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to do what's called muscle memory. So I always give you guys full disclosure. The owners, I don't do it. I just put it in their brains. When I have you guys do something right now and visualize it, it will actually calm your nerves. Okay? It'll kick in your prefrontal cortex, and it will stay longer. So everything we do today is actually I'm trying to change your brain, okay, in your heart. Okay, so in the old days, that's what we do. We do job descriptions, we write them, we struggle through them, then we hand them to the employee. We hope they like them, but we're not really sure. And then that's where the empowerment kicks in, right? The new days are we collaborate on job descriptions. We co-work on them together and document. Now I'm going to put you guys to the test. See your sticky, oh, you don't have one. Your little sticky pad? Okay, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, then we're going to do it, and then I'm going to explain it. You're welcome. I hope you like blue. You don't have one either. Oh, sorry. Anybody else not have a little? You want one? Good. Okay. You're very welcome. Make sure I get you a quote book too then. Sorry. I was looking where there was cups of water and everything. Another one? Okay. One of these little books. Yeah. Here, pick a color. Anybody else need it? Okay, who didn't? Oh my gosh, getting hung up. Okay, hold on. Just so I don't forget, because that's the kind of life I lead now. I start to forget, and then I'll come back. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you, then we're going to do it, and then I'll tell you again. We're going to co-pretend that you're all part of one company. Now, I know you guys all have similar roles and responsibilities, so I get that. Don't worry about that part, all right? But what we're going to do is do something that you can do on whiteboarding software. So first question, does anybody here, besides junkie me, use whiteboarding software? Canva, Lucid, Mural? Awesome. Okay. Who else? You do too? What do you use? Awesome. Okay, this is all built in Lucid, by the way. Okay, so what you do is you have everybody jump in and write all the responsibilities out together as a team. And what will happen is, number one, they'll realize they don't remember half of what they do. They'll have to come back later, but the beauty of an online board is that they can come back at any point in time and add, okay? Number two, they get bragging rights now. You don't even realize that when you're documenting in front of somebody else, all the things that you do, somebody else sees it, and now you're starting to get credit, and there's awareness. You come back again and you do it again, and now that column is your job description, okay? No more HR. What's wrong? That's exactly, thank you. So what do you think when it's really long? What do you do?
What, this list of things.
Adios. Go to town, right? The visual representation makes you realize why your day seems crazy, feels crazy, others seem crazy, and then also too, what do you want to advocate for yourselves, which I know you guys don't do enough of. Okay, yeah, exactly. Money, perks, sabbatical. Anyway, okay, so here's what we're gonna do, all right? Guys, we're gonna use these boards. You're gonna use your sticky notes, and I want 2 people to, I did the math wrong. Let's do 3 people to a board, and I would love you to take your sticky notes with your pens and write down all your responsibilities and stick them in a column. That's it. I want you to get up, grab your sticky notepad, and oh, by the way, don't write them sitting down. I'll explain that. Get up. Get up. There's a reason for it. Okay. All right, thank you for appeasing me. To help yourselves, in 5 minutes, you just canvassed an entire firm set of responsibilities. Look at that. That was less than 5 minutes, guys. How long does it take you to write a job description for somebody? Hours? I mean, if you go back and forth, right, it takes a lot of time because you care. We don't have that kind of time. We also don't want to take empowerment away from the new person on the team or somebody younger, right? We want them to critically think. We want them to take ownership of their job, ownership of responsibilities. So this whole idea that I just kind of jiggered with your brains is about doing it this way. Taking a break, coming back a week later, taking another swing at it, because I guarantee between this minute right now and an hour from now, you'll think of 5 more things each of you do, right? And what do you want to do? I don't know if anybody feels it. You want to put it up there. You want to show that you did it. You want to take ownership of it. You want to advocate for that, right? Or maybe you want to put it up there because you want to get it over. All right. So we're going to do one more exercise. And by the way, this next one, I'm going to do with the owners. So much fun. Okay. This is the part for you guys. I'm going to use, Susan, is this you? Okay. I'm just going to use you as an example. I'm not looking at what you wrote, okay? Okay. So the beauty of this, you know, I showed you ideos. Let me just, I need a pen. Because you guys are going to want this later. So in theory, you could do ideos, but boy, that's way too many columns. So what we do is we call it the shed column. Oh, Susan?
That was shed.
Time to shed. Which one is that? No, I can't even say it. I literally can't read that. No. Now that I'm reading it, yeah, okay. Anyway, so you add a shed column. The shed doesn't mean, by the way, and this is, I know where you guys are going to go. You guys could do shed, but you're worried about letting an employee do the shed column. And the answer is, no, you don't get to shed it yet, guys. You just get to ideate shedding it. And then we figure out how we're going to ideose it. Because maybe the shedding is eliminating. automating, sending it to a provider, right? This accelerates role and responsibility clarity overnight. It's the fastest way to do it. And you bring in a new hire, jackpot. Give them the chart. Welcome to your team. This is one of your learning items in the first 30 days. Learn what everybody else is doing. Right? And oh, by the way, I like this one, but I just did this the other day because I just hired somebody. My first biz ops manager in 5 years. I said to him, basically, here's our chart. Take all the work you want away from me. I can't wait to get back to the office. Okay. All right. So this is the next one we're going to do. Now, this one is a little bit tougher. And I didn't give it to you before because I know what you guys will do. You'll look at it. And I'm going to do this with the owners. I literally have been doing this exercise for, oh my God, I think 18 years, 18, 19 years. Somebody pulled it out on me the other day. This old copy in a drawer. Who keeps paper anymore? You did. Okay, so let me explain this while I'm walking around. So we just did responsibilities, but what we didn't address is their level of authority. And I think it's super important, right? Wouldn't you guys like to know if you're allowed to make a decision without a boss person blessing it? Okay, let me explain this one here. We're only going to do this for 2 minutes, not 5. Okay? So this is actually a series of different, there's Maslow's hierarchy, there's Stanford Design, there's Duke. There's about 5 different philosophies into this one. I flipped it because I put the very technical doer at the bottom because I feel like if the doer isn't engaged, we have a teeter. Everything starts to fall apart. Everything tips, right? Because you guys might be in operators as managers. Maybe you're up at a strategist level on some decisions. But if you don't have that person doing, what do you end up doing? Their work. So that whole thing flips on its side, right? Now, friction. The friction is about authority. I don't think it's as much about responsibilities, from what I see, as it who has the authority to decide. Who has the authority to prep and draft? Who is the, okay? This is the exercise to also do. So just like this one here, however, this one you can do bottom up. You can pick everybody on your team, everybody that reports to you, everyone, CSAs, and then work the owners in or the senior level partners. This one you have to do only with partners and owners first. That's why it's a tougher play. I know you guys can do this, okay? I want you to get a little muscle memory because if it's mentioned later today after my 2:30, I want you to know what we're talking about, right? So here's what I want you to do. I only want you to do the first 2 rows for muscle memory. I want you to put in who's the decision maker and who's the strategist on each area of the business. And I'm not taking these, so I'm not giving them to anybody you work with, just so you know.
Is it one name or?
Great question. You decide.
I even feel like it's 2 people. Yep.
Then it's 2 people. If you only knew what I see. I have one with 5 people in each. It's awful.
So when we're looking at this, we are only putting our advisors' names on this, or are we putting
For the
who in our
business.
office does these things?
So in the first column for decision maker, who makes the final decisions on marketing at the firm?
Okay, thank you.
That's who goes in there.
Thank
Yep. This is top-down strategy. What we just did before is bottom-up. All right, I'm going to walk around because I just want to see how many names are in the cells. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So do initials. Is that to just in case that piece of paper floats around somewhere.
It's on the do.
Well, then you're fine. Unless you've never had this discussion, then that's a different story. Sometimes you want them to fill it out first. So I see a bunch that have 2 names in it. Do you think that causes friction when you have 2 people?
Some of these things, but not all of them.
Okay,
Same.
same. Which one doesn't it cause friction for? Give me an example. Really? The decision making is collaborative? And does it have to be a majority vote? Like you said there's 2 of you? Okay, no, it's fine. Do you both have to agree, or what if one of you disagrees? What do you do there? Who breaks the tie? Exactly. It will happen. It's okay.
It's legal with friction.
Legal?
Yeah, because legal's legal.
Absolutely.
You don't have a choice.
It's more black and white.
Yeah.
Yep. Counting? Well, maybe though, but maybe there's less friction in legal because it's black and white and nobody really wants to take on the legal liability. So you only get one person that's stuck with it because maybe they're the owner of the LLC, S Corp, C Corp, you know what I mean?
Right. And
So.
if someone says to you, that's illegal, you don't have, oh,
Yes, that's right. That's right. Counsel? Right? Exactly. Yeah, there's some areas that I think are very clear-cut about authority levels. But,
You would think.
but like for legal to me, you might, not pointing, sorry, I don't mean to point fingers. You might think about compliance. I think about business structure and ownership.
Yeah, I thought compliance too. I thought
Exactly.
that should be legal. and-
Right, but what about the idea you have to offboard a hire? That's legal. What about a toxic hire? What about legal of you would like some ownership or equity in the firm? That's legal. So it's interesting. See, that's where your brains will go to the operations side and compliance, but a business has legal. Compliance is just one part of it. So there's a lot of friction. A lot of friction. Okay, so here's the point. What happens with owners, partners of substantial means, okay? They have a freak out when they do this. They literally start to have a meltdown because they're visionaries, a lot of them. They don't write anything down, right? And then they wonder why they're so busy or they're running with their head cut off, and then they dump that on somebody else in the office. And so this is a very hard exercise, all right, for them. For you guys, it's actually not as difficult. You guys did not hesitate with pen to write in names. And so the point of all this is just like this. Do it as a team, but start with your owners if you're going to do this one, okay? And give them a little grace, especially if they have a little tantrum around it, because they
Can I
will.
ask a question?
Yeah.
In terms of process improvements, I'm drawing a complete and total blank on that one. Because, will you clarify what you mean about that? I mean, I know what my brain is thinking, but, I mean, I'm just thinking like.
Anything.
I work with like SOPs and things like that,
Mhm.
right? What do you mean when you talk about?
Well, my brain thinks in terms of process, so I don't know if I have anything that doesn't. But when I say process improvement, it's the steps you do to go through something repeatedly. Yeah, something, yes, SOP. But for me, I bake them into systems and bake them into automation systems. Like we take it to a whole new, yes.
you see on this form, when you give it to the ops team, that they primarily point to the owners or higher level, and then when you give it to the owners, are they putting these?
No, the owners put their name in all the boxes.
Okay. I was just wondering.
And I'm like, what? Does anybody see the bottom row is not meant? Yeah.
I would like to see our.
That's, okay. Okay, so if I were to do this together, all right, nobody gets to cheat, everybody stays separate, eyeballs off, and you do it separately, and then you come together. That's how we do, when we work with businesses, that's what we do. We give them, and by the way, we give them to each owner, and we also say no cheating.
Yeah, I want to see what Brian and Anthony.
That, because they will put it differently. They will put it differently.
I want to see that.
Or, to avoid friction, they'll put both of their names in every cell. And they're like, really? No wonder I feel like it's mom and dad, and I'm getting tossed around, and hence my little Gumby thing, right? Yeah, everybody arm is pulled. Yeah, same. Mm-hmm. Yep. The operators and the staff are just hesitant with the pen. You guys might not be because you're in roles of leadership, but like if you're really newbie, both to an industry or just working in general, you're going to be very nervous to put anything anywhere. And so that's where it's going to take some coaching and coddling. Like, this is okay. It's not set in stone. This is our way of communicating productively and with care. Okay, one more trick, and then we're going to do the last little fun exercise. I think this is the last one. Have you heard of this one?
Yeah.
You have heard of this one. Love the vibe. Okay. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I was all excited about the vibe. Of course the women are.
I'm just recalling this from my divorce.
Thank you. That's right. And then after? Yeah. Or what to look for in a partner in life. Yes. This one is actually used for both marriage and for work. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, let's do the vibe. Forget it. Whatever I had a thought of, we'll come back to. Okay, so let's do the scan. Everybody pull out your phones. Yes, you're allowed. I'm going to walk away from the QR code. Please open. When you scan, it's going to come up with a couple buttons. One of them should be the love language one.
I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. I should be.
Okay.
Do you see the love button? Okay, click on it. Yep, click on it. If you already know your love language, you don't have to do it again.
I do not want to do it again.
You see it change?
I
Okay.
want to see which one mine is based off of this. This is the
Okay.
same. Oh, it's so fun.
Everybody take their love language.
I'm a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm changing my shirt.
I'm laughing that you said you use it because I did this with my husband. We are empty nesters and communication was an issue. So. Once you have your answer, please yell it out, please.
Well, what are the languages?
Yes. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, quality time and access service.
Okay, but quality comes first, right? Anybody else?
Am I supposed to be thinking about my spouse or my boss?
Just yourself.
Yourself. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. This is for you. What do you this is all about you.
Well,
No.
it's asking me what this other person is doing. Is this a work setting or a home setting?
It did?
Well, it asks
Okay,
about
Missy?
relationship.
It's more meaningful to me when
Oh, okay.
my partner.
Do your work. Do work. Yeah, I'm not a marriage do work, please. I'm not a
Yeah, no, I don't want my boss to put his arm around me in public. Yeah.
Meanwhile, mine is physical. Yeah, it's really so wrong considering.
I don't know. I'm just going to go very generic.
First answer is the best answer.
Skip those.
And you have an answer? Physical touch?
Doesn't mean
No, it doesn't. No.
Just someone walking by and patting me.
Yeah.
Meaningful.
Yeah. Or can I give you a hug? That's still a physical touch, but it's allowed.
Like some people are not having
Versus bad stories, I could tell. Anybody else have any?
access service.
Thank you.
How many questions?
Anything else coming with an answer yet? No worries. Yeah. Did you love it though, or was it hard?
Oh, it was hard, but
Yeah,
but it was good. I mean, I learned more about myself
I know.
and how.
And I do wonder, do you always wonder what you would have answered when you were younger? Like, I do wonder if I've changed or if I've always been the same. Yeah. I haven't been able to read deep into this one because there's a lot of data behind it, but yeah.
It was interesting. I also did a.
Did you find your why?
Talk about the personality tests.
Yes.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I did a temperament test because apparently you can change your personality, but you can't change your temperament. And it was, my son did it, I did it, my husband, it was so
Really
interesting.
good. Was it a long one? Was it a lot of questions? Do you remember? Okay, yeah, some of these are intense.
Yeah, it was really long.
Yeah. I'm doing one now called adaptability. Sees how much your brain and your body can adapt. I know it's going to be long. She keeps going, go take it. I'm like, yeah, it's going to take me like 2 hours. Anyone else? You guys are deep thinkers. You must take time on your menus when you go to a restaurant. Yeah. That's because you're part planner.
I got acts of service.
Anyone else?
Physical touch.
Yep.
Receiving gifts. Oh,
Yeah. Anything else?
Acts of service I had.
That's funny. Oh no. I don't want you to lose. Yeah. No worries. We've got time. We're good. We're right on time.
Get restarted.
Oh.
No,
Now you know I'm going to hold you to it.
that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's asking me to send a link for results, and then it X'd out, then we don't. Is that the same?
She already has hers. Didn't we already get your? Okay. Well, here's the deal. Not that I want to rush through, but I have one more thing to do with you guys, okay? This is something you can do with the team, right? Definitely something you could do at home with the family, but something you could do with the team. And that's where you get like the chuckles. And let somebody stand up. Now I'm going to tell you why I made you guys stand up before. When you stand up, this is all neuroscience, so you don't have to go reading, okay? When you stand up, your brain, this whole chakra, acts differently, okay? It actually develops a more open mind when you stand. So it's not fluff. It actually is now proven. And so you want people standing. So if you do this with the team, it's the same thing as we've been doing along. You're seeing a running theme here, right? Everybody puts this up, and this is where everybody goes, oh, wow. The majority of us want one thing or another. Now you want to take this, words of affirmation. Oh, thank you, the last one. Okay. Okay. All right. So you want to take this home? Calendar event, Monday morning, 8:30 to 9, marked it free, and put everybody's language love in there.
Acts of service for me too.
That's winning so far.
Acts of service.
Your acts of service too. Wow, we got a lot here. Okay, I'm with you, Jay. I got the physical touch one. My husband was horrified. He's like, damn. He's like, I thought making dinner for you was going to work. I'm like, I don't give a shit about acts of service.
Because like quality time is also really important to me.
Sure. But you said quality time versus time. It's what you do in that moment or sit there and be present.
I'm a touchy-feely person, but
Yeah.
I have to be like knowing that.
Yes, absolutely. Trusting. Yeah. Office, different story. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. One more to go. All right. How many of you guys do a quarterly company meeting? How many of you guys do quarterly company meetings? I know you're just two. That doesn't matter. How many of you? Everybody's having fun with this. How many of you guys have meetings every quarter as a whole team? You do? Everybody in the business. Quarterly meeting. Quarterly. You guys do. I know, but that's different. Okay, so only half of you. So these are the types of fun exercises. So like if you go in other industries, what do? They do pipe cleaner stuff. They go out and they eat. They throw axes. You know, you can do whatever you want. This one you carry back in on a weekly basis, meaning remind people. We forget. We're rushing around. We're overwhelmed. There's too much going on. Maybe an acquisition happened. Maybe somebody walked out the door. Whatever the case may be. This one you can revisit all the time. The axe throwing, you can't bring that back in the office. Okay. All right. So let me do this last one. Now this last one, anybody here an ex-HR? Who said that they were from HR? Or you're head of people? Right. Okay. So this one you may counter me on, which is totally fine. I will not take offense. Okay. So we brought this in front of HR firms because we are just so sick of the typical job descriptions, to be perfectly honest with you. They don't let you guys advocate for yourselves. And they certainly put a ton of work on you if you're managing other people or you're trying to mentor them. So don't get overwhelmed. You do not have to love every piece of this. And again, I didn't give it to you guys before because I know you guys would have looked at it. So this is called the Life Career Mission Statement. Yes, we came up with a really long name. God awful. But, you know, we try. LCMS. And this idea goes to a culmination of everything you just did. What are your roles, which is that authority chart? What are your responsibilities, which is the responsibility chart? What is your love language? IDEOS is in here, roles you have and you want to delegate. And here's the mind blower. You don't write these for your staff anymore. You give them a blank piece of paper. Blank. And you tell them, I would like you to draft within a certain time period, and then I, as your manager or mentor, will come back to you, and we will sit down and refine it together. And then after we refine it, where we're fairly comfortable, aka no friction, we will come back to this every quarter. The idea of doing the annual performance review is garbage. It's garbage, and I'll tell you why. If you're doing it, I understand why. The world is moving too fast. Roles and responsibilities are changing too fast. People are slipping down this burnout, depression, unproductive, unengaged, unempowered slope in a matter of days or weeks. It's not what it used to be. And so you've got to catch it in advance. The flip also is you want to work on this quarterly because the more they're feeling empowered, productive, and seen, the less work it's on you. So you want to clear your deck and make your day more about strategy and leading and rising. This is how you can do it, right? The other thing is, because I am an ex-financial planner, I could not help myself. On the second page, I think it's all there. I'll just go to it. Sure do. Compensation. You will notice I threw everything in the kitchen sink in there. There's more you guys could probably add, right? Certain generations care, everybody cares about money. Let's be honest, everybody cares about money. But they care about perks and sabbaticals and time off and other things, or go to dinner with your spouse, or that's what they care about just as much. And you have to remind them that you're giving them that. People forget about the perks and benefits. So it's kind of like buried in the details, but I just wanted to point that out. As we keep people through change and everything else going on, we want them to acknowledge that. The other nice thing is when you prompt them with these types of things, they might say, I would love this. Could we make this a company policy? And then you get to talk about it. You don't have to decide, right? Right. Does anybody have any questions? I would like you to skim this for 1 second because there's a lot in here and you may not be familiar. There's a lot of different philosophies in here. I mean, it's...
What's the difference between PTO and sabbatical?
Oh, yeah, that's nice. PTO is only like 3 days here, week there. Sabbatical's 3 months. Some firms give their people 3 months off. Sounds nice.
My son was afraid to do this for 6 months. That's Europe.
It is Europe, and they do it better. There's no question. I would also say some of the companies that are not on the West Coast or the East Coast do it better too. Those that have really nice landscapes when you walk outside the office, right? They understand. And so it's hard on the business. You have to plan, which is where this all comes into play. But how much nicer is that? If you had a sabbatical, just hypothetically, let's dream for a second, right? You had a sabbatical policy, and Tyler, I'm going to use you. Tyler's the one that wants to take sabbatical. All the team has to do is crowdsource the temporary solution. Hey team, let's get on a call. Let's take Tyler's column. Everybody grab what they think they want. Copy, 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 copy over to their column. Keep the colors, copy it over. Some people might want to learn a new skill. Some people might want to shine for a little bit. Some people are like, need a break from what they're doing. That's how you can crowdsource. I know, we're not talking about money here when we say crowdsource. Okay. All right, so any other questions? Let me just think. Yeah, the only thing that's not on here is, Victoria and Jay know this one, find your why. Has anybody done find your why besides Victoria and Jay with Simon Sinek? Really? Oh, that's another good one. Yeah, it's a great one. Okay, just scratch down find your why somewhere on a piece of paper. Yeah, that's a really good one, guys. And you should make your owners do it too, but that's just a whole nother, we're gonna go there. Okay, so let me wrap up. So we just blew through a ton of learning, a ton. Right? We already knew the reasons why we cared about clarity around roles and responsibilities, but then the trick is, how do you do it fast? How do you do it inclusive of all your people, their voices, advocacy, right? So we have the responsibilities. We have that colored piece of paper for roles and authority. We have a little love language happening in there. And then we have the LCMS. Lots of tools in the toolbox. None of them are for you to do alone. Super important, okay? Yes.
One thing I just wanted to comment on, I came from a hospital system. And for years our bosses did our job reviews. And so for the last probably 6 years, for job reviews, we've had to do our own review. And then we have to pick a peer who completes it.
A 360.
Yep. And then the manager signs off on it.
Yes.
But the manager doesn't do it.
Yes. And so, and so same idea. That person that's doing it may be a peer, but in essence, I feel like it's a mentor. Like they're actually kind of giving you feedback with no authority, just out of care and kindness. Same idea.
And it went really well. At first,
Now, do you do it once a year though?
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that's,
once a year.
yeah. See, to be fair, again, fine, I understand it, that works better, but that, in most businesses outside of our industry, that's old school.
Quarterly is, the very informal quarterly.
Right.
You just get that.
But that's where you can go to the goals and say, oh, you wanted to hit this, what's stopping you? Like, what's the bottleneck? And they might say, I need more training, I need more of your time, I need more whatever. But then you're not waiting a whole year to find that out.
Do you switch your mentor
Yes.
each quarter?
No. I think for consistency's sake, you stick with one person, unless it's not working out and there's just a disconnect. To be fair, especially at smaller firms, because sometimes the mentor isn't an employee at they might be somebody outside. They might be a business friend, a business, a parent of somebody that is in business. It doesn't have to be inside the house. Because you're not disclosing any client information, right? So.